Welcome back to GD3D's 3D Pathfinder YouTube channel. Today I'm with Suhag from ViewPro. He's going to talk to us about his software as a service built on the ArcGIS Online platform. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you've got.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me, first of all, Elliot. My name is Suhag. I'm with ViewPro. I'm an architect and urban planner by trade. And the reason why we started what we started is basically what we see in the industry is there is a gap for urban planners, what they really want, the tools that they really needed, and
Yes.
the industry quite doesn't cater it in the way they wanted to have it. So I'll give you a simple analogy. Let's say you go to the O'Reilly Auto Part Company and they have so many parts out there, and you can genuinely build an engine or maybe a car only if you knew if certain parts goes in what order and you configure it correctly, you can actually create something good out of that. But just like that, Esri is more like a software part company. They have tons and tons of tools. They cater so many industries. And those tools are phenomenal, but if you don't know how to put them in a certain order and configure them correctly, it will probably never give you the result that you're looking for. So fortunately, being an urban planner, we talk the same language. We know what their pain points are, what they're looking to solve. And what we manage to do as a GIS professional is put those tools in a specific order so that we can fulfill their workflow that they're
Yes.
looking to do. And that's how ViewPro was born. The GeoZone, the application that we put together was born, and we are very excited the kind of response that we are getting.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's a hyper-specific, focused for planners application built with basically the Esri tool stack. But it helps a planner talk to the public, or is it? I hear it deep linked into planning ordinances. Tell us a bit about that.
Absolutely. See, when Esri's team created ArcGIS Urban about maybe let's say 3 years ago, that was another validation that we got from Esri's side that they are very sincere and they see a market trend where they need to satisfy certain needs that city planners really have. And what we want to do is all the institutional knowledge that we have created over the last 2 decades being an urban planner ourselves, we wanted to transform that knowledge and kind of create those tools that bridge the gap. What I mean by that is if we can create a tool as a one-stop shop. I'll give you an example. When we talk to the city planners, they get multiple phone calls, emails a day, in some cases 10, 20s, and 30s, where they're asking for a simple question of what zone do I fall under? Can I build such and such property? Can I do such and such thing? And they go through the exact same 5 or 6 different resources to find the same answer. What I learned from them is they spend about 30, 45 minutes, maybe even more, to satisfy each call. Just imagine if you have 10, 20, 30 phone calls, emails a day, that's all you end up doing, and you are not even a planner, you're just giving answers to everybody. So with GeoZone, what we did was we click on a parcel and all the data sources come to you rather than us going to those data sources and do the research. So if 30, 45 minutes can be comprised into 30 seconds, I think probably we got a winner at our hand, because now we are being extremely efficient with our time, and we're giving this time back to the planners, so the planners can actually do what they're supposed to do, make our towns more sustainable and more livable.
So I'm really interested in the product, obviously, because there's 3D elements in there, but it really speaks to planners about their day-to-day lives, and solves one of the big issues often in the day is taking a phone call and having to repeat the same information or go through the same process again. So it's a really interesting product. I know you also do ArcGIS Urban integration, so this is almost like a jumping off point towards urban, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you first the knowledge about your site, the knowledge about your city, and the next stage is asking questions, planning scenarios.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Obviously, your platform, the zoning ordinances, exploring that is a jumping off point to asking more questions. Knowledge is power and everything like that. I'm really interested in 3D as well. This is where it gets exciting for me, practical tools for planners. But this ArcGIS Urban speciality that you've got, tell us how that works for clients. Where do you see it fit in within the product stack you've got here?
I think I was truly ecstatic when ArcGIS Urban was rolled out. As an urban planner by trade, I think that was the first genuine product that came from Esri shop that truly spoke to the planner. So we put all of our capabilities to figure out a way how the urban really works. And we figured that some of the information that you really need, which really powers ArcGIS Urban, is actually what we created for GeoZone, where we need all accurate information to setbacks, zoning regulations,
Yeah.
allowed land uses. And turned out that we are already doing that extensive research to fit to our platform anyway. And that became the kind of first stepping stone to go to ArcGIS Urban, feed all that vastness of information that coming in from there,
Yeah.
and kind of fit directly to ArcGIS Urban. So I think this fits perfectly to what we bring to the table, being a planner ourselves, but we also get to enjoy the technology that Urban has to offer and feed all the information in and help our clients.
So you sort of bring your client along and help them implement Urban with the knowledge, often coming from the previous work you might have done with the ViewPro platform. So it's really interesting. You sort of hold their hand a little bit on the way, and hopefully I notice there's a knowledge transfer, which I'm a big fan of as well.
Yeah.
I do a lot of that myself, so I understand that you want to enable planners to do it themselves with your help, isn't it? You're not there. You don't want to be doing all their work for them. You want them to do it. Yeah.
I think what differentiates us, and in fact, there are only a few handful Urban specialty partner. But what we do things differently is we always ask our clients to make the Urban implementation into kind of a smaller chunks, because Urban can be a little bit involved in terms of, because it requires two things. Number one is it requires a deep planning knowledge, because you have to understand the zoning ordinances, and also have to have a vision that what is it you're looking for as an end product. And having that end product in mind, you start from the beginning, but having that planning knowledge will allow you to bridge the gap. But secondly, you also need to be good at the entire Esri ecosystem, because there is an ArcGIS Online involved, the potentially ArcGIS Pro and City Engine can be involved.
Yeah.
And when you're working around with different parts of the Esri ecosystem, the exchange of information that happens, you need to understand, are you losing some information along the way?
Yeah.
Are you adding some information? And once you get over that hump, I think it's a smooth sailing. But the idea is, we always say that have smaller chunks, learn from it, get better, and go to the second scenario, the second,
and build up your knowledge and experience going forward. And what I really like about it is that it's that golden thread of information, that knowledge, what we don't want to do between each step of the process, from the planning ordinances right through to the 3D visualizations and my personal specialty, City Engine. That's why we're here, right? You know, that's the interesting bit, that you run around in a game engine and you're looking at actual data, actual planning ordinances that are created by planners. So really interesting stuff.
Absolutely.
We'll show some demo work of what's on screen, so we'll do that in more detail as well.
Sounds good.
But we might as well ask about licensing and potentially costs here. Whether we include that in the final video is another matter. It's not a big sales pitch, it's just an interesting product that I happen to be friendly with. So tell us about the licensing, because everyone always gets concerned about how many user levels and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell us a bit.
The couple of things I really want to make it clear, that you might be happy to know that the licensing is pretty straightforward. You get one license that can accommodate anybody and everybody. Keep in mind that all of our products, the SaaS-based deliverables we have, is nothing but a browser-based 3D map portal, and anyone use it. Typically, the cities, the way they use it is it goes onto their planning and zoning website, and all the citizens, stakeholders, including the planners themselves, have access to the same portal. So one license pretty much takes care of it all. There's no additional user types, additional cost. You can use as much as you want all day long, or use however you need it. So we keep that very, very simple. The cost is really dependent on number of features. We recognize that all cities are built differently. You don't need all the features at all times. Sometimes you needed one type of features more and you see more value in it, but you quite don't need the other ones. So we give you the flexibility. You can do it in pieces, you can have it all in one go, or you can choose to have features that suit you the most.
Yeah, good. So designed for planners, by planners. It's got 3D in it. It's the start of your journey, and hopefully ends in game engine technology and then City Engine stuff.
Absolutely.
And the licensing seems fairly simple and fairly cost effective, but don't hold me to it. Yeah.
Well, we are actually excited about the possibilities of even going to do some of the City Engine work that Elliot is planning on doing. We have some really cool ideas, so stay tuned. because we might be able to get some procedural models into the whole scenarios. We don't know where the future is going to take us, but we definitely are experimenting some really cool things. So in 6 months or so, I would love to come back here and showcase what we've been working on, what we've been able to accomplish. But thank you for having me.
No, well, it's time we added a bit more content to the channel anyway. So I'm going to get you to do one last thing. So I'll do it and then you can do the same thing. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You do it now.
Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.
There we go.